Well, whether it ends up like a galaxy or not, it's pretty freaking cool. So again, I mean, I'm picking up barely any, and I'm still taking some of it all. Let's go this way for a minute. And we'll go around here. Alright, and some more. And we'll go here. Actually thinking how cool this is. I think what's throwing me off is this purple chalk paint, is that it's like a gray muddy color. It's not really purple, it's like, I mean it is purple, I shouldn't say that. It's just, to me it's gray with a tint of purple. Okay. Let's see where we need some. Right here looks like a good spot. We are very close. I mean, you guys could have stopped probably a long time ago on yours. I mean, it's just it. It's just whatever you like. Just there's no rhyme or reason to it. No right or wrong. That's why I love painting. I usually have my husband to tell me to walk away because I will just keep going and keep going, and I'll just be telling myself, just leave it alone, it looks great, just stop, you're doing good, it's good. Not that it makes it bad, it's just that sometimes less is more, and that's what he screams at me a lot. Less is more, less is more. But haven't learned that yet. I actually think that was the key, don't you guys? Like it made it come to life. I'm trying to get rid of some of this ugly purple, or what the chalk paint people call purple, but it's gray. I don't know, let's see what the color of that says. Lavender? I don't think so. That's not lavender. That's lavender. It is pretty mixed too, because in my head I was like, maybe it's not mixed right. Okay. All right. It's getting late. My husband, I love to death. He lets me do my thing. Of course, he stays up watching movies, so even if I stay up till 2, 3 in the morning, I can go down there and there he is watching a movie. Movies are not my thing. I've never been diagnosed, but I promise you I have ADD because I cannot sit for that long and be interested in something. We laugh because I think in my lifetime I've only seen 2 movies from beginning to end at the theater, because you bring me to a cold, dark place with no kids that's quiet and there's noise in the background. I mean, I don't think I last 15 minutes in a movie. So, my husband and my kids will go to the movies. I'm not going to say I don't go. I mean, I go, and they get mad at me every time almost because they're like, you going to stay awake? I'm like, no, you know I'm not going to stay awake, but I'll go. And they're like, you fell asleep. Well, I told you, and you knew that. And I try. I'm kind of that same way if I'm not driving in a car for any period of time. We went across the United States, crisscrossed Canada, and came back down the other part. We went up the west coast, not quite to California, but went to like Rocky Mountain National Park, all those places, Montana, going to the Sun Road. Oh my gosh, you guys, I cried. It was so beautiful. We saw some really rare goats and antelope, and we went to Glacier National Park in Canada, and then we crisscrossed the entire country of Canada. We went all the way to Niagara Falls, and then we came back down the other side. But my husband, bless his heart, drove. I maybe drove 100 of those miles. We were gone for I want to say we were gone for at least a month. I want to say it was like 6 weeks. And me, my husband, and the girls were little. My girls are grown now, but they were younger. And we never had a single fight. We were in the car for 6 weeks, and nobody, not even the kids, fought. One time. It was crazy, but enjoyable nonetheless. We did so many national parks. I think we did all the national parks that we could come within, a couple hours drive of. Even if we weren't headed in that direction, we'd turn around and go so we could stay there. And the kids did, like, they have a junior ranger program. They did all of that. And then when we crossed over into Canada, we went to Banff and Jasper, which is still connected to U.S. forest parks, state parks, national forest, Yellowstone. My husband absolutely loved it. When we got there, they had a bear loose in the camp, and so they were warning us not to leave anything in the car. They had, these bear cages. Oh, my husband was so excited. He wanted a bear. And I was petrified. They had a bear come into camp every night for like a week, they kept saying. So he and I slept with a butcher knife across my chest because I was so scared. And the only thing that let me go to sleep was the people next to us had a dog. And this dog kept barking and barking. And I finally told my husband, I can sleep now, because if the bear comes, I think it would go for the dog before it would go for anything else. But we did see the bear, by the way. We actually saw it more than once. Um, the whole entire place. First off, if you've never been to Yellowstone, it's massive. Um, it's several hours. It's like half. I want to say it was almost half a day. It was. We definitely spent the entire day. It makes like a figure 8. We spent the entire day making the loop, and we'd get out and see different things. Okay, I am actually going to stop at this point, and what I'm going to do is put this down, and I have a little bit of water, and I'm going to take some white and water it down. Might need a little bit more than that. Where is, oh, here it is. Oh, is that white? Let me make sure. Yeah, that's white. I'd hate for it to be that light blue and me stick my finger in it. Let me stick the white paint in it. Okay, that's good. And so there's 2 ways you can do this. I'll show you with the paintbrush, but I need to cover all my paints first. Oh, right in front of my face. Okay, so we're going to actually flick white, the watered down white on it, because what this will do is make it look like the stars. So you can take, you can use your finger if you want, your hand if you want. Do you see? I hope you guys can see that. And you want to stand back, because the closer you get, you could run into, you could splotch it. But that's what it does. It makes splotches. Or you can take a old paintbrush and dip it in, and then you take your fingers and do that. So I'll get it closer so you can watch it happen, because it's actually kind of cool. So that just makes it look like the galaxy. This actually tends to be the little small specks, whereas paintbrush will drop different size specks. So we're going to do both techniques. I really want to put a lot. This gives it the dimension. That's what I'm looking for. You see, you got a big giant splotch right here. So I'm just going to go back around. I have to be really careful because you don't want your cup to move. I'm having something to hold it right here, because if you have a big wet splotch on it and you move it, it'll run. Okay. Less is more, gal. Less is more. Okay, I am stopping. Oh, my bottom. Okay. Pretty cool.